The air was thick with smoke, and the sun hung in the sky as a faint red orb, barely piercing through the dense haze that had descended upon Los Angeles. The wildfires, the worst in years, were ravaging the hills and neighborhoods alike, reducing homes and dreams to ash. Sirens wailed in the distance as firefighters and emergency responders fought valiantly against the inferno. Amidst the chaos, 32-year-old Jamal Carter, a former Marine turned EMT, was driving home from his shift. Jamal lived in south-central Los Angeles, a world away from the sprawling, affluent neighborhoods nestled in the Hollywood Hills. He had just completed a grueling 24-hour shift and he spotted the flames licking at the edges of a hillside road. Against his better judgment, Jamal pulled his battered old truck to the side of the road and stepped out, his instincts honed by years of training screaming at him to help. As he surveyed the scene, a woman's scream cut through the crackling of flames. Without a second thought, Jamal grabbed the first aid kit from his truck and sprinted toward the sound. The smoke stung his eyes, and the heat was oppressive, but he pressed on, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and determination. He emerged into a cul-de-sac where a large, modern home stood partially engulfed in flames. A middle-aged white man was frantically trying to douse the flames with a garden hose, while a woman and two children, a boy and a girl, stood frozen near a luxury SUV, their faces pale with terror. "Is anyone still inside?" Jamal shouted, his voice cutting through the chaos. The man turned, his face streaked with soot. "My wife. She's trapped upstairs. The staircase is on fire." Jamal's mind raced. He assessed the situation and quickly formulated a plan. "Stay here," he ordered, his tone leaving no room for argument. He ran to his truck and grabbed a crowbar and a wet towel. Wrapping the towel around his face, he darted into the burning house. The heat was suffocating, and the smoke reduced visibility to almost nothing. Jamal dropped to his knees and crawled toward the staircase, where he could faintly hear cries for help. The stairs were ablaze, but Jamal spotted a sturdy bookshelf near the wall. With a Herculean effort, he pushed it over, creating a makeshift ramp. He climbed up, careful not to lose his footing, and found himself on the second floor. The cries grew louder. "Ma'am, keep talking to me," Jamal shouted. "I'm in the bedroom," came the desperate reply. He followed the voice to a room at the end of the hall. The door was jammed, likely swollen from the heat. Jamal used the crowbar to force it open. Inside, a woman in her late 30s was huddled in the corner, her face streaked with tears and soot. "We need to move now," Jamal said, wrapping the wet towel around her shoulders. He guided her back to the staircase, but the flames had grown fiercer. "We'll have to go out the window," he said. He broke the glass with the crowbar, then grabbed a bedsheet and tied it to the bed frame. "I'll lower you down first." The woman hesitated, but Jamal's calm demeanor reassured her. She climbed out the window, clutching the sheet as Jamal guided her descent. Once she was safely on the ground, he climbed down himself, just as the roof caved in behind him. Outside, the family rushed to embrace the woman, tears streaming down their faces. The man turned to Jamal, his voice trembling. "Thank you. You saved my wife's life. I don't even know your name." "Jamal Carter," he said simply, wiping sweat and soot from his face. Before they could say more, a fire truck arrived, and firefighters began battling the blaze in earnest. Jamal quietly slipped away, not wanting to linger for praise or attention. He returned to his truck, his hands still trembling from the adrenaline. As he drove home, the image of the reunited family stayed with him. Despite the chaos and destruction, he had made a difference. And in a city often divided by race and class, Jamal's actions that day reminded everyone that heroism knows no boundaries.